part of the original, or not? Because I was just a fill-in, or not fill-in, but
from the boat. The boat was that was your first.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't one of the regulars.
Should we talk about that while we're here? Or, yeah. So basically, I had seen you obviously play for the first time for Marlow Prees, and I was like sober.
That was a good night.
Really, really good. Like I was like one of the best DJs that I had heard.
You had a list on the fridge of, because Clint introduced me to you. Like, I was like, oh, you got to come round for Paulie's around the corner. Paul and Kylie, really cool people. Loves their trance, and I'm like, sweet. Everyone loves their trance.
Yeah.
And I was just like, bring the USB. You never know. You don't really know these people.
Yeah.
And everyone's putting up times of when they want to play. And I'm thinking, how do I get in on this? Like, I'd love to, you know. And yeah, I think Craig chucked me in on. It was one of the last sets before we jumped on the bus. And I was like, I don't know these people from Bar of Soap, so I'm just playing exactly what I felt true to me. And just glad you liked it.
Yeah, and I remember because everyone was like, they really enjoyed the pre-party, and then we got a limo to go to Marlow afterwards, and everyone came back afterwards. But then the other times when you played, you wasn't sober.
No. You know what I mean?
There's probably very few times he's played sober.
Yeah, and you were very loose. I'd be like, no, Brad needs to be involved in this. But then I remember every time sort of like Craig and Tyrrell would hear you'd be like, yeah, but you know, do you remember when he made this mistake? And I'd just be like, yeah, it was only because he was drunk. You know, like he was really, really good.
Look, I think, like, I mean, I remember your set on New Year's Eve at Paul's.
Yeah.
And
fucked up.
Yeah, you were jolly.
Like, New Year's, everyone's doing
I think the thing that was I found concerning was it was the confidence with the like the errors, as if like there's nothing wrong. And like
own it.
And I was like,
fake it until you make it.
Yeah. I was like, I mean, just once again, I know we kind of moved on from that. That was also the night that I gave you a very decent set.
Well, you didn't give it to me, actually.
Well, I tried to give it to
Clint. That's right, I was with Clint. I didn't know you from a bar of soap, and I saw you had to give them these headphones, and Clint was like, oh no. And I'm thinking, they're the very first pair of headphones I ever bought when I started DJing, and I love them. And I actually gave mine
and you
to
can't
someone
get
in
them
Bali.
anymore.
I can't get them anymore, and I gave mine to a close friend in
What were
Bali.
they?
The HD8s.
Yeah, the Sennheiser.
Sennheiser, they fold and
I
love them. They sound like a nightclub in your headphones, right?
Yeah.
And so I gave them to a friend of mine in Bali for V Motors, and I was just never. And when I saw him give it to Clint was like, no. I was just like, I'll have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I got them, and I don't know. I was like, "Hi, my name's Brad. Thank you." I still use them.
Yeah. We then went on to
The Underground night.
Underground.
no. But in between, we did have
We did have a
Stream.
stream.
we'd have a
yeah.
streaming
Yeah.
thing, which
Yeah, yeah.
which like having come up with the whole residence transmission, which I guess it's fair to say at this point there was some influence to our brand, and that was a very special night for me back in England called Gatecrasher. I'm not sure how well they're doing now, but but as a as a trance mecca during the sort of real trance explosion in Europe and the UK, that certainly was very influential in my love for the scene. And Residence Transmission was actually just plagiarism of a CD that they released called Residence Transmission.
Yeah.
Subtle differences.
Yeah.
Subtle differences.
Yeah. So having obviously set this stream up, and which I thought would be a nice sort of stopgap in between events, I ended up not being able to make it. then yes, we did move on to Yangebeats Underground, which was at the sewing room again.
Yeah.
And I think, like, we also made a conscious decision that not all of us was going to play every time, because we didn't want it to just be about us. We sort of wanted to, you know, give fair go to other
Locals,
people, and
yeah.
so, you know, because there's so many amazing DJs in Perth, and you know, even a lot of the DJs that are very well known for their sort of techno and, you know, and progressive house, and that a lot of them did start off as trance DJs, or at least were very influenced by it. So you know, we wanted to give fair go to that. But Yangebeats Underground, it didn't go as well as
well, I was just going to stop you, because up to this point, like, Chris was quite reserved, you know, and it was the first night that he cut loose. Do you remember? Yeah, I think he was first on.
One
that
of
night.
many.
He was first on.
I think one thing I've learned from this is that if you put Chris on first,
It's going to be an interesting night.
It's going to be a fun night.
yeah, expect it to go south. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're right. I think it was Chris, Stephen Decker, Liam, and then Sam Decker composed.
Don't get me wrong, the music was awesome, but I think the vibe we sort of have, like, in contrast to the first night, I think a lot of people were a little bit sort of confused as to
what are we?
Yeah, what are we?
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess we kind of tried to answer that with the underground part.
We even put the underground map on the artwork as well. But then people were coming up going, well, what do you mean by underground?
Where's the trance?
You know what I mean? And then I remember at one point it's like, well, we are underground. The sewing room is underground. Exactly,
Sort of had a bit of a hiatus because that was October in 2020.
Yep.
And during that hiatus, it allowed us to start planning for the very first YangeBoat.
Yes.
Which
still my favourite.
Yeah, I'd like. Look, it's quite funny because I think it's fair to say, like, I've got quite a dark and sort of serious sound, and whenever I get put on a boat, I start to panic as to how you're going to make it work. Yeah, how can I sort of play a set that is still me, but but is suitable for a boat.
It's a sunset.
Yeah.
Starts off sunset.
Well, I mean, so that Yangebeats, the YangeBoat #1, we didn't have that much effort or issues selling it, did we?
Where did the idea come from to run a boat rather than move from the club? Where did it start from to run a boat?
That was you, I think.
Oh no, I was just thinking like the idea to, obviously you're running sewing rooms, you're running streams at home. Where did the aquatic, we're just going to run a boat? I mean, I know at the time.
Well, it's Gatecrasher related again, because we might have used a certain album that they did as the
cover,
the
promo.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was Craig. I'm pretty sure Craig was like, "Oh, we should do a boat party." And I must admit, up to now, they've been the easiest thing to sell.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's where you get the regulars and the diehards.
Yeah, and that Marine too was only 100 people as well.
Yeah,
you know. always remember that boat for a reason. Obviously, again, I know we spoke. It always feels like the infrared network, but that's why I got Bell's palsy. So obviously, I wasn't meant to play. And there was two things I remember from that night. The first one was Chris having a little chat to me. He waited till the third event to say, "Do you reckon we can ever play techno?" Techno.
Can I get my techno in?
Exactly, yeah. And I remember saying to him, I was like, yeah, definitely, but on a side room. There always be trance, you know. And obviously, anything I say, I always honour it. And then obviously the second one is yourself, Brad.
Oh wow.
You know.
Well, to go back on that, wasn't it someone's birthday, that boat? Because there was a call out.
Announcement to make. We're all gonna die. No, I'm joking. Can we please have, we've got a couple of people here whose birthday it is today. We've got Simon. Simon, where are you? So, on the count of three, everyone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I remember when Craig was coming on after me, I was having an absolute ball of a time. It was wicked.
Yeah.
And I got told that after my set, Craig was going to come on and do a happy birthday over the microphone. It was someone's birthday. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
And so I'm completely zoned out in my set, and he comes over and puts his USBs in. I'm like, oh, it's about that time, cool. It's just in this one. He puts it in. I thought, and I planned my set in that one because I was like, I really want to hit it out. I don't want to mess anything up. And I'm like, I'm nowhere near the end of my... And I was like, I've got to fast. How am I letting them play out too quick? Like, too long, and I'm missing out tracks. So I was like, all right, I need to fast track this. And there was a track that I wanted to finish on, which was Destination. It's exactly the same mix out that I saw in my first year of Lumi, and I was like, I want to repeat that because it just leaves the crowd. If I'm going to end a set and have someone sing Happy Birthday at the time, I want to end it really good. So I had to fast track through my tracks. I'm thinking, anyway, get to the end and play it out. And then it's like, where's Craig? What? I'm finished? Like, what's going on? And it turns out I finished my set.
Was it half an hour early? I think it was like...
No, it was about 20 minutes.
20 minutes early.
The best
played like 40 minutes.
Yeah. I was gutted because at the end I was like, that was so good. And
so what was he? Was he just coming to kind of suss things out, and you thought he was
just
coming
to give me the stick? And I thought, because usually you come in one or two tracks to go. And I thought, I've only got that many tracks left, and I thought I better hammer through this set. Now I thought, how have I missed out on all these bangers? And finished it exactly how I wanted to finish, and it's like, he came too soon.
but the good thing is that opened the window for me to play 20 minutes.
Absolutely.
That's right at the end.
Yeah.
to be fair, we were running ahead of schedule.
Was
anyway.
that kick-ons? Was that one?
Yeah.
It's a kick on tonight, yes.
Yeah.
But we were running ahead of schedule early anyway because, like, once again, I'd planned my set for the boat party, not trusting myself to not take it down a route that
Get dark and miserable.
everyone.
Jump up the side.
How much longer has this guy got?
Everyone's just jumping overboard.
Captive audience.
He's just there. Can you let me off?
Yeah, I'd rather risk it with the bull sharks.
But I remember in the build up to it, I remember sending Chris a track, and I'd be like, "Hey, I'm thinking of playing this."
That's right. I forgot about this.
Yeah, and I was like, that was the track I was going to open my set with. And then, like, it's getting towards the end of Chris's set, and then I just hear him play that track. And I was like, mate. So I was like, got Messenger up. I was like, do you not remember this? And he's like, oh.
I completely forgot.
I remember that now, yeah.
Because I was just winging it. That wasn't even, I was just picking tracks, and I was like, that's going to work.
Yeah. So
Last track.
automatically my set was down one track.
Bonus for me as well.
Yeah. It's all building.
Yeah, and then and I remember obviously I played my set, and I hadn't quite got the art of working out how many tracks you needed for a certain amount of time by this point. So I remember getting towards the end of my set, and I'm like,
I'm running out.
yeah, I'm running
no more
out.
music.
And I remember like saying to someone, like, can you go find Brad? So Brad actually came on early, and
That's
then
right.
And then finished early, yeah.
Because I was like, I swear I've played for the length of time I've been allocated here.
Yeah.
And like the trigger is, oh mate, with the USB, like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah,
Like, anyway.
yeah, because I wasn't meant to be on the
Yeah.
boat, and I remember I started to feel better on the Monday, and then I remember Carly was like,
Go
"Yeah,
on.
you can go," you know. So yeah, so I got that extra 20 minutes at the end, and obviously my set was very much unplanned, and that's when I remember because Claire was pregnant at the time, wasn't she?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we were expecting a call.
She was like, "Are you going?" And I was like, "Can I go?"
Yeah, and so I remember that was when, like, and I remember Carly was saying she, like, you know, well, soon as the boat gets back, Chris, jump straight off, get home, and then next thing I remember, like, Brad was doing all the safety stuff on the mic, and then Chris was like, "Give me the mic." He just gets on the mic, he goes, "Anyone for kick-ons?" And I remember he's just like, "Boo, anyone for kick-ons, boo."
All right. Is anybody having kick-ons? We are looking for kick-ons. Is anybody having kick-ons? Nobody's having kick-ons.
3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.